Hello, this is Molly Reamer with 30 Days of Goddess in Bridges Grove with this week's mini ritual using earth runes, the new system that I am creating this year for our Goddess Magic patrons, an assist from the Freya card from the Goddess Oracle, and then another card from the Everyday Witch Oracle. And a Story Goddess Oracle card as well. I am aware that the Cicada Chorus is quite an exuberant accompaniment to me today. They are getting a little less exuberant as days go on, and so I thought I would be okay making my video out here today, but they are seeming pretty loud, so I do apologize if that is a noise that is hard on your nerves. I think there is, in some ways, a healing type of sound bath frequency adjustment sort of quality to it. I feel the same way about peepers in the spring, where there's it's kind of like a type of toning almost, or a sound bath from the elements. So anyway, from Earth Runes, we are on card 24, the Wave. This is the rune of water, oceans, rivers, tides, the ebb and flow, change, cleansing, letting go, surrender, releasing control, feeling clear, having clarity, yielding, rhythm, and exploring the depths. So many things to consider with the wave. What is ebbing and flowing for you? What are you letting go of? How are you surrendering? What are you releasing? I know I speak often at this time of year of summer as this time of flourishing and growth and abundance, but it's also the time of letting go, of seeing what isn't going to flourish, what isn't growing, what isn't thriving, and letting it go with love, releasing control over some of those cycles of life that we cannot control. So where do you find yourself seeking clarity? What feels clear and open to you? I find I often feel a lot of clarity at the start of the year, and by the time I hit the midpoint, I am feeling a little less clear. Things pile up, the wave begins to crest, and I'm thinking, I'm a little too small and human for what I've created here. And so I find myself opening back up to clarity, seeking clarity, casting back into my mind for that type of clarity that I feel in the winter, kind of in the middle of all this flourishing, growth, abundance, and noise, and all the thriving that's around us. So anyway, it might be time to yield and let something go. It might be time to ride the wave and flourish into something new. This rune may also ask you to consider exploring the depths, what lies beneath the surface. So how can you move with the rhythm of your life, but also what lies beneath the surface? What is waiting for you to sink into it? And then we're going to go ahead and get the Freya card here from the Goddess Guidance Oracle by Amy Sophia Marashinsky. Freya here is the goddess of sexuality. She is an unbridled goddess who reaches for what she wants. And according to our little book, the Northern Europeans called their lusty goddess Freya, which means mistress, and gave her name also to the sixth day of the week, Friday. She was the ruling ancestress of the elder gods Urvanir, and she and Frigga are considered to be two aspects of the great goddess, Freya being the maiden and Frigga being the mother aspect. Freya did not discriminate in her choice of lovers. Everyone was fair game. And when she appeared, draped in her feathered cloak and wearing nothing but her magic amber necklace, none could resist her. So Freya in this aspect can ask you to what you need in order to honor your sexuality in terms of and she might also inspire you to connect with that vital, primal, spiritual, regenerating energy and to express it. So how can you express your own wantonness, your own passion, your own unbridled wholeness? And sometimes these topics can feel like too much, that living and loving your sexuality will keep you from being a nice girl or a good girl, but that is not what Freya represents. She encourages us to open to that dynamic energy that flows through all of creation, reminding us that when we close down, close off, or close up, we limit our possibilities. And so your path to wholeness includes all of you. And that is what Freya reminds us of. Your path to wholeness includes all of you, all of you. And then, in a really nice connection here to the wave and the water theme, and really to Freya as well, from the Everyday Witch Oracle, we got this nice card of rebirth and reinvention. So she's rising here out of the water while the dolphins leap and the sun sets or rises. That looks like a sunset to me. Sunset probably. And then the little baby sea turtles are there and a cat. There's a lot of cats represented in the work of the Deborah Blake, who does the Everyday series. And so she's always got cats in there. Anyway, rebirth and reinvention. There are many ways in which we recreate ourselves, either intentionally or through circumstances beyond our control as we move through our lives. So we may be very different as children, teenagers, or young adults than we are now. For many of us, finding a new spiritual faith is a kind of rebirth or a reinvention. For some people, it's the discovery or acceptance of a different sexuality or gender identity. For some people, it's a change in careers, finding or losing love, becoming a parent, losing your own parent. For others, menopause can cause a huge shift in how we see ourselves, and then retirement can do that too. So lots of changes, lots of letting go, lots of reinvention, lots of releasing, and lots of change as we move through an ordinary life. And sometimes I find for myself, I look back at some things and I feel like I was a totally different person then. And then other times I feel like that, the core or wholeness of me has always been the same. And it's a surprise to look back and see how I've changed in my appearance or something, because I feel the same. In other ways, my life looks very little like it used to look. And then sometimes there's things that don't change at all. So it's kind of interesting to explore those things. And so the action she suggests is to think about all the major shifts in your life that have impacted you over the years and how you have changed from where you started out because of them. Are you happy with the person you are now? Put a candle in a cupcake and celebrate who you turned out to be. If you are not happy with the person you are now, put the candle in the cupcake anyway. But when you light it, vow to rebirth yourself and become the best possible you. The wholeness of you. So you may think about having a type of rebirth or reinvention ceremony for yourself. Immersion into water is a really powerful way to do that. With my local small Ariadne circle, I just did that. We did a ritual immersion into the river. We often do that in the summer, and it's kind of a baptism of renewal. So we dipped 3 times and rose up again, rebirthed, renewed, restored, and reclaimed from that cold, clear, refreshing magic of renewal. Okay, so then a little ritual today with my Freya card, and the word on the back is persist. So may you persist through all the changes. May you persist in honoring your own wholeness through every change you meet. And I know the text is hard to read on those. That was my mistake. But anyway, that's how they are. I honor what I need. And then when I had chosen that, the card fell out of my words, which was rest. So how might you rest? Even as you persist in honoring your own wholeness, how might you rest and give yourself what you need in that way? Become aware of your own patterns, how they shape and guide you, how they push and confine you. Remember, you are your own crucible of creation. Change the pattern if you need to. That connects really well to this rebirth and reinvention. If there's something that you don't like, if there's something that you long to change, remember that you can change the pattern. You can shift how you approach things and what you do. And how you respond and what you allow yourself as well. All of those things can change. So then a practice here from my little rites of reclamation deck that I made for our Goddess Magic patrons. Rest, and you can follow along with us right now. Rest your hands against your belly. Breathe deeply. Settle into yourself. Affirm, I belong here. Inhabit your own wholeness. Set forth from here. Rooted, grounded, centered, and strong. And then a closing thought from this is a little Goddess Messages deck that I'd also made for the Goddess Magic patrons. May I be as bold as Freya, rising up to stand for love, knowing desire as an honorable and powerful guide, renewing and trusting in my fierce passion every day. So thank you so much for being here this week. May you release what needs to be released. May you honor yourself in your own wholeness and fullness. May you rebirth and renew and revitalize yourself. And may you trust in your own fierce passion every day. Thank you so much for being here. Keep living your magic. Bye-bye.